Hello and welcome back. So we're in a somewhat odd situation. I've diverted all the red circuits capacity into making modules. The result of that is they're all being pushed down this pipe. So there's only enough left over to run about half the gold science machines. And similarly, there's not really enough left to run many of the rocket control units. However, that's not really an issue. The rockets are backed up, so we have more than enough space science buffered up here, 8k of it, because this is currently throttled by the gold potions. But we are making a steady supply of modules, which is good. Last time I put down an iron ore mine, and what we're going to do today is start setting up the other side of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up a train station back here, specifically for deploying trains. So we'll get this all set up. Okay. And this is going to be a slightly odd one. Where's the ladder I made before? Okay, so this is a ladder which is big enough to fit our trains on. I'm trying to find a nice... Yeah, perhaps I could put it there. Okay. Okay, let's put it just like that. Then if we grab that blueprint again, can we put it here? Yep, we can. Okay, there's this big power pole in the way. We can move that. Put it down again. Okay, let's put a second one down. Great. I'm going to put a chain signal there just in case. And let's grab some rail so I've got some to work with. I seem to have used up my supply. Okay, so keep shift down. I want to go onto there, but without that silly wiggle. Great. So the idea is this is going to be a place for us to deploy new trains. So we can set them up here and then give them a schedule, and then they'll head off to where we want them to go. So let's put down a train station there and there. Call it shed, for want of a better name. So then these are going to be 282. So we need something to load in fuel to them. So fuel there. can use a large pole, I think. Alright. Can I use a large pole to power them both? That's a bit ugly. Let's do that. Okay. Then let's lay a whole train down because I lose count otherwise. 1, 2. Right. Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And autosave. 7, 8. 1, 2. Okay. Then these are going to be requester chests. These can request some rocket fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough to fuel 2 trains. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's grab a blueprint of this. We will need it again here. Great. Okay. Then it's going to need to be in robo range, so let's ensure that. Great. So that's filling up this train. Right, I can change these to proper full signals. And that one for getting out. This is going to be very low throughput, so I don't need to be paranoid about how I signal all of this. Cool. So there we are. So this is for deploying trains. So I can now add a schedule. So something like plus. We want to go to Northeast Iron 1 until inventory full. And then we want to go to Iron Smelting, Iron Ore, inventory empty. So if I then set that to automatic, that would head off. Okay, other jobs. So these are our useful things stations. This one here, what's this called? This is called base fuel. This is base logistics. Okay, we've got the names around the wrong way. So now this is base fuel, this is base logistics. Okay, so I must have set this up when I was feeling a bit idle one time, but they're going to come in useful now. So I need some trains. Do I have carriages? Yes, I have 2 carriages, that's fine. Thank you for the trains. So 1 there, 1 there. And carriages. 1 there, 1 there. Okay, and these have really simple schedules. So they go to base logistics, this one. Check. Yeah, this is the logistics train. So base logistics, inventory full, plus time passes 2 minutes. Then we go to where is it? I'm looking for one here called something logistics. It's not an outpost. Logistics supply, that's it. Until inactivity 10 seconds. We can put that on automatic. Great. Then we do a similar thing here. So this goes to base fuel, inventory full, or time passes 120. There we are. And then it goes to fuel supply, I think I called it then. There we are, fuel supply, until inactivity, and again we'll make that 10 seconds. Okay. And we will hop into this, set this to automatic, and take a trip round. So after I ended the last recording, I went away and drove to the iron smelting bot site and started thinking about what needs to happen to get the site to run. So that the two things that the bot-based production modules need to run, other than the actual materials they're processing, is fuel to supply fuel to the trains to make sure everything is fueled, because I'm going to be fueling them up in the stations, not at the mines, and a supply of logistics bots. And I don't know how many logistics bots each of these sites will actually need to run. So, so I've set up a little bit of circuitry to basically call a train in to supply bots. So the idea is I could slap down a blueprint for one of these things, and then it would supply itself with logistics bots. Okay, so off we go here. And I will hop out so you can see how it works. So we offload fuel to here. The fuel goes into this provider chest. The provider chest then basically supplies all the trains, which is fine. Let's hop back in. And then this train station is still on because this box is empty. If that box still has some fuel left in it, then that train station is off. So by the time we've got 30 or 40 of these sites up, this one train would only ever be called to stations that have a need for fuel. Otherwise, it would just sit back at base with an ever-filling cargo of fuel. It's the same sort of thing with the logistics bot. So I've told it that there have to be logistics bots roosted. So if the available bots is 0, then the train station for dropping off logistics bots is active, and it would call the logistics bot train to come and supply some. So this will probably take a couple of trips. You can't fit many, because they stack to 1, you can't fit many nuclear power cells in a train. Right. So the next thing I'm going to do is hop into the iron ore train we set up. Cool. Okay, so let's set this to automatic, and we'll see how well this train works. It's got quite a journey, but we will get to go past some solar fields, hopefully. So this is the solar field I'm still building. The solar train is busy shuttling backwards and forwards. We had a problem earlier where the solar field wasn't putting any capacitors down. As you can see here, there's lots of capacitor gaps. I'd managed to cut the iron to the capacitor building machine. So yeah, that was an embarrassment. But I've reconnected the iron now, and capacitors are being built and laid down. So the solar is slowly growing. That whole area has not been completely built out yet though, so I haven't started a new area yet. I just can't afford to have that many blueprints live. Alright, let's head up here, see how this mine looks. So the next job for outposting will be to set up a similar one for copper with the same format trains, largely a case of cut and paste the blueprints. Then check that the iron smelting and the copper smelting sites work, because they've never been fired up, so you know, who knows if they really work. Right, here we are. Good time for autosave. And off we go. Oh, it's choosing to go up and over. That's cool. We seem to be fairly free of attacks up here. Presumably... Ooh, that's not great. Alright, I'll have to have a look at why that is at some point. Presumably the pollution cloud isn't really extending out this far. Let's have a look on the map actually at where our pollution is. Yeah, so that there's not really any pollution out there. It slightly extends beyond here, but... Okay, so this is where the pollution starts to extend. Is there any attack? Yeah, there's the occasional... Yeah, there's the occasional bit of dead body, but not much. So the artillery is doing a really good job. Okay, you can see this train is taking a lot longer than 30 seconds to make the round trip, so we're going to have to set up quite a few of these trains to ensure that there are trains coming in regularly enough to our site. And it's going to be a case of just setting up multiple mines, multiple trains, just to keep everything going. Okay. And we're about to turn the corner. So this is the 4-track backbone. This is what everything will eventually glue onto. At the moment, it's kind of redundant because it's got a 2-track end to it. Okay, how is this pathing? Ooh, no. That's a bit of a disaster. Okay, so this is the copper smelting site. So I've managed to copy paste this with the station names and not fix them. This is why I always do these things manually to start with, because you never know. Okay, let's put all this back into a wagon. I think there seem to be construction bots here, presumably ones that I've lost at one time or another. Okay, let's drop one logistics bot into this as well. Okay. There we go. So that's all of that. Moves it pretty quickly, even one bot. Okay, cool. So I must have forgotten to change the names of these stations. This one here is called Iron Smelting Iron Plate. This is definitely the copper site. Let's just really double check. Yeah, this is definitely the copper site. So let's copper smelting, copper plates. Cool, and this is copper smelting, copper ore. Great. And let's double check. This is providing whatever, and this is requesting copper plates. This is requesting copper ore. If I've done one thing wrong, I may have done another. This is set copper plates on the circuitry. Okay, so let's set this back to automatic. Okay, similar problem here. Right, so we have iron smelting, iron ore. No, this is really not. So this is, what are these things properly called? Electronic circuit. Okay, so we have electronic circuit, iron plate, electronic circuit, copper plate, and then electronic circuit. Okay, so let's see where we end up next. I'm going to leave this open this time. Okay. Right, this one's a bit more tricky. And I want to get these around the right way, ideally. Okay, so we have advanced circuit. What do we bring in? Advanced circuit, electronic circuit. And then let's copy paste that across these. Right, this is advanced circuit, this is the pickup. So this is advanced circuit, advanced circuit. Okay, this is advanced circuit coal. No, advanced circuit plastic. Okay, and then advanced circuit copper plate. Cool. That's it. Okay, let's try again. And I'm getting ready to go back into manual. Okay, so this is the steel smelting site. Let's go in here. pause, back up, back up. These trains are so quick. Okay. We still have things to build here. I'll have to come back. Okay, so this is the drop off. So this is steel smelting, iron plate. And this is steel smelting, steel plate. Great. There are a lot of modules needed here. Right. Okay, let's put this back on automatic. Yay! We win. Okay. So let's jump out here. Great. So there were some logistics bots in the system. Things are happening. You can see this flashing. This isn't the best way to do things, I think. I think this station is flashing on and off as there are not bots available. Okay, so I think I'm going to set the threshold on this rather than to 0 to something a bit more sensible, like x is 50. So this can be x is 0 here, but this, for the train stop, I'm going to set this to 50, and it could be x is less than 50. Okay, so there's less than 50 free logistics bots, so the logistics train should be called. And there is a train on the way. Let's see how long it takes to get here. Right, this is my big building suit. The batteries are fully charged, so let's go over to this one. Yeah, those batteries are fully charged as well. Okay, so the problem with this is now that the bots are all roosted, this train station is off, which means that this train, which we called, is now heading back to base logistics, because the station it was heading to is now turned off. So it may get stuck in a sort of yo-yo as it gets called out here and then the other train drops off stuff. Alright. Let's ride this train up to steel packs. So plus steel packs. Circuit condition. Go. And I'm going to dump some of the speed modules that we do have in there. Can't carry very many. How many do we have? Quite a few, so great. 750. Okay, this whole steel site isn't really built, so there's going to be a bit of work coming back here to get it going. But I think that's all the modules it needs. Let's just Okay. Missing the occasional one. Let's run around this side as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So if we head back down, are we expecting another train? So yes, the ore train is on the way in. And we have some here. So we've got about 500 and odd plates in each of these. Good. Brilliant. So that's basically working. How far away are we? Oh, it's coming in any moment now. And let's hope it actually makes it to here and not to somewhere else. Let's watch it. Yeah, it's come out the right side. Yeah, it's coming into here. Brilliant. Okay, and all the bots are out flying, so this train station is on. The logistics train is on the way. Will it make it this time? Inquiring minds would like to know. Oh, this is so much tension. Right, this train has left. The train station here is still green. And it's on its way, it's still on its way, it's made it around the corner. Will it make it? It's a bit of a race. Okay, it's come up, it's coming in, it's around and up and here. Brilliant. So it's now deploying some logistics bots. Those are traveling down this belt and then being inserted with this fast inserter. So they get inserted until basically this inserter carries on working whenever there aren't any logistics bots free in the network. So now that there are logistics bots free in the network, this has gone red. More than 50 were roosted, so that has deactivated. So this will now head home. And I am declaring the iron plate site up and running. So obviously it needs a shed load more trains supplying it, and there's probably some kinks to work out, but it works. So the next thing is to do the same for the copper, make sure the copper works. So I need to modify the copper site to have the resupply trains. Okay, what's going on here? Let's put this in manual mode for a second. Jump out. This train has run out of fuel somehow. Oh, hang on. These trains are coupled together. Okay, that's really weird. That should not have happened. So we'll head back to base and try and fix that. I'm now going to be stuck behind a slow train because it's got one carriage pulling some artillery and another carriage and some more artillery. So that train is not very happy. Yeah, I'm really not sure how that happened. I must have accidentally linked them together at some point, but no idea. Oh, I saw some red lights at our base, so we'll have a look at that in a second. Great. That's the solar train which nearly squashed me. Looks like the solar train was completely out of... Yeah, didn't load up anything. Weird. Okay, so this train here seems to have got all joined. This one. This has joined two of them together. Let's take that wagon away. Can I put that wagon? Yeah, if I put that wagon down, it is... Oh, grief. I put things in a box, didn't I? And then left the box. So I'm now being resupplied with all the items in the game that I obviously don't need because they're in the box. Okay, so let's put this in manual, move it forward. Okay, so then I can tell it to go to base wall. It'll have to do a loop for that. Okay. Then this can go back in automatic, so that will move forward to base wall. We can then put that back on there. Do I have any fuel? Yeah, I do. Okay, that can then move forward, and that can move forward, and then we're back in one piece. Cool, that's all parked up now, so that should help. Right, what's going on here? So this solar train is doing loops. So 5 seconds of activity or 30 seconds pass. Then at solar field, just 5 seconds of inactivity. But the solar station is supposed to disable itself when it doesn't need supplies. Right, so nothing's being unloaded. This needs accumulators, and it needs solar panels. Right. Yeah, so there's no accumulators or solar panels here. So it's desperate for those. No radars either. Right, so we're calling in a train. Let's get the train in here. Next time it stops, I'm going to set it to manual. Right, here it comes. Manual. Okay. So what is going on here? Why? Right, that's empty. There. Okay. That's what's happened. Well, goodness gracious me. Okay, let's temporarily drive this to shed and see if we can sort this out. Shed, circuit condition, go. So I know what happened. This train got eaten by biters and I built it up again, but when I built it I didn't set filters. And this is the fine mess that it's managed to build. Okay, so let's jump out. We are going to So this is radars, one stack of radars. Okay, 4 stacks of that. We're going to empty out into an active provider. Okay, then it's a similar thing here. So we need 1 stack of accumulators, I think. We don't need 4 stacks of those. Maybe we do actually, because they stack so differently, don't they? Let's do 5. Okay. Then here, am I being handed? Yeah, I am. Okay, so empty these out. Right, while that's emptying, this is the front wagon. I think the front wagon is supposed to be the panels, but we'll check. Yeah, the front one's panels, the back one's accumulators. Okay, so this needs to be filtered to solar panel. I wish there was a more effective way to, I wish you could just drag, basically, rather than clicking individually. There we are. And this one, accumulators. There we go. Okay, so we can just deconstruct this and let the base bots take care of it all. Oh, or me, one or the other. Clear that request. What else do I not need? Well, I don't actually care. Okay, so then let's jump in this. The shed can be removed from here. So I want to go to base solar, check this thing fills. Oh, and apologies, I turn that off. Turn that off. Right, I also had removed that. That needs to be put back. Okay, so we are now filling up with accumulators and solar panels. That is, after all, the point of a solar field. Okay, these seem happy. They're full of stuff. Okay, let's have a look. Is our... Yep, our smelting site is running. We have 489 logistics bots in the system and 300 and odd are idle. That's fine. Okay, so we're here. Now this stuff is being unloaded. Okay, let's just put this on manual for a moment. Okay, so there seems to be a radar here and here. So let's clear that and set that to radar. It's under combat. There we are. It would have worked, but yeah. Do we have any pickups? Yes, there are pickups here. So now the solar station is off because it's got at least one of every item. These combinators here measure these different items. Whenever they fall down to a count of 0, it turns on the stop. So if any one of these is 0, the stop is on. And let's check our power. Yeah, we're right on the edge of power because this solar field has not been building because it wasn't being supplied correctly. So, it's not too bad, but we can definitely improve this. Okay, well, I'm going to call it here. So just to recap, we've got the iron plate site up and running. The mine that goes with it is running. We've now got a shed which we can deploy trains from. We've got the solar building working again because the filters have got mucked up on the train. And we went around a bunch of sites which had copy-pasted station names. So those are now fixed to not have the wrong station names. So that's it. I'm going to call this episode. Hope you enjoyed. See you again soon. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and next time we'll be doing... I'm not quite sure. We'll find out. All right. Bye-bye.